faces. One looks good and the other one evil and bad. And also the Prophet ﷺ said, as reported by Bukhari and Muslim in Hadith Abi Hurairah radiallahu anhu that the Prophet ﷺ said, إِنَّ شَرَّ النَّاسِ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ ذُو الْوَجْهَيْنِ. The worst among humanity, the worst among people, the one who has two faces. He comes to those people with one face, then he comes to the other group with the other face. So basically he has if you have the coin, one side is good and the other side is bad. And the Nabi ﷺ said, إِنَّ هَؤُلَاء لَيْسَ لَهُمْ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ جَاهٌ. They will never have any good position in front of Allah in the day of judgment, But I have something called the two faces as well. It's one of my special collections pieces I have at home, which is this little one. You know, I'm running out of battery. It will be fun. When I got this for the first time, it's an interesting piece of equipment. What's this? This is a cell phone. But if you flip it, there's another cell phone attached to it. It's two cell phones in one piece of equipment. Because I travel a lot, I have one card for like American phone and the other card for, let's say, Saudi Arabia's phone. So it had two SIMs card. When I got this for the first time, what was funny, somebody gave it to me. This side has its own tones. So this one, the tone was something Islamic in it. Like takbir or some adhan or something like that. But the other one was a music. So I was like, wow, that's got how they advertise it. That's really Two Faces phone. Anyway, we're supposed to be sharing several points to cover this subject. And my focus point will be about those who have two personalities, one at home and one in the community. One inside the house and outside the house, he or she will have another personality. One of the blessings of Islam, min a'zam ni'am al-Islam, one of the greatest blessings that Islam provides us as Muslims, that let us live in peace and tranquility and clarity. Our life is so clear, so peaceful. It's a straightforward. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. And the person who has two faces, that person, he will not have that clarity in his life. He will not live in peace, or she will not live in peace. Because there's always two contradicted pictures represent him. Sometimes he's good, sometimes another time he's totally bad. But here let me clarify something. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde was a sick person. Was not doing that purposely, probably. He's having a double personality or a split personality, multiple personality disorder, which is a sickness, disease that he or she need to see a psychologist to work with him or with her. But we're not talking about this person who has multiple personality or disorder. I'm talking about a person he knows or she knows what they are doing exactly, which is in another word, we can use the word hypocrisy. That a person who acts or he has the characteristic of the hypocrites, that they appear as Muslims, but Islam and Iman and faith never entered their heart. Never entered their heart. They don't do sin or mistakes because they are weak, because that's the nature of humanity, or human being, that he make mistakes or she make mistakes. No, he does mistakes because he doesn't care. He only do good in front of people just to show them out, to show off, just to show them that he is a good person. But in reality, deep in his heart, he's not that good person that he tried to, is not that good as he tried to show people. That's why hypocrisy is something evil. المنافقين إن المنافقين في الدرك الأسفل من النار. Hypocrites are in the bottom of the hellfire, and they are worse from this perspective than even the kuffar. That's why any one of the hypocrites' characteristics, it's something forbidden and evil, and we should not copy it. That's why the Prophet ﷺ said, for instance, آية المنافق ثلاث إذا حدث كذب وإذا اؤتمن خان وإذا وعد أخلف وفي رواية وإذا خاصم فجر. That the hypocrite, the one who when you will give him a trust, he will betray you. When he'll talk to you, he will lie or she will lie. With a person, when you disagree with them, they will be so bad. They will react in a very bad way, in a very bad manners, and they will not hesitate to say anything bad about you or expose anything that they know about the person. So this characteristic of the hypocrites is forbidden to be copied, and one of their characteristics that they have two faces. They have two faces. And they only show the good side of them just for an evil intention, or because they want to achieve something materialistic or something from the worldly matters. You know, brothers and sisters, everybody talk about manners and good manners. And one of my favorite hadith related to this, which is reported by Imam al-Tirmidhi, that the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam once told his companions, nobody should show me how good he is. And don't try to act in front of me how good you are, or with the companions, or the messages of the community. He said, خِيَارُكُمْ خِيَارُكُمْ لِأَهْلِهِ. The best among you are the best to their family. Because the real manners appear when you live with somebody for a long time. That's why when they said, somebody told Umar radiallahu anhu, he's your friend, this is my friend. He said, did you travel with him? Because traveling in the old days required a long period of time. So really you will be able to see the real face of that person. And who is more capable than finding out the real you than your spouse? Than your spouse. But after all these years, you living together, seeing everything about you, that's real you come out in the house. That's why the Prophet ﷺ said, the best in manners among you, they are good with their family. I'm the best among you to my family, وَأَنَا خَيْرُكُمْ لِأَهْلِهِ. And this is one of the reasons the Prophet ﷺ married to even multiple women. So many women, the Prophet ﷺ married them because they all witnessed how he used to be inside his home. He was not a fake prophet, a false prophet, or somebody faking something outside the community. We have 9 witnesses, all of them saying that Muhammad ﷺ that you see in the masjid, that you see in his journeys, that you see when he leads his battles, that you see when he negotiates or deals with people, he is the same, if it's not better, inside his home, with his wife, with his servant, with his grandchildren, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The Prophet ﷺ, as much as he used to help his companions, he used to carry with them, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and helping them when they digging the trench around Medina in the Battle of Al-Khandaq. And Nabi ﷺ was not helping his companions and helping people outside the house only. The Prophet ﷺ, Aisha said, كان في خدمتي وفي مهنة أهله. He used to help his wife, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and work with them to the extent his servant Anas radiallahu anhu said, I served the Prophet ﷺ 10 years. He never ever asked me to do something, or if I did something, why I did it, or if I didn't do it, why I didn't do it. لم يسألني لما فعلت كذا وهلا فعلت كذا. 10 years, try to do this 10 hours. Don't ask your husband, don't ask your wife. If you want something, you go ahead and do it. We are so independent in others. This is his servant, 10 years, a boy, 10 years old. That's how Anas radiallahu anhu, that was his age when he started serving the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam inside his house was exactly the same outside. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam used to joke with his companions, used to smile. Jabir radiallahu anhu said, I haven't seen anybody smile more than the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Then guess what? Inside his house, he is the same sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Aisha, when she described the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, she said, وَكَانَ النَّبِيُّ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَسَلَّمْ أَكْثَرَ مَا يَكُونُ تَبَسُّمًا. She said that when she was asked by one of the tabi'een. He said, how the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam used to do inside his house. He said, most of the time he's smiling. So that's the picture outside, and this is again the picture inside the house, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, whenever he will hear about somebody has a problem, or going through calamity, or he is sick, or she, in the community he will care. He will show that he cares. He will ask, he will go visit and try to help. The same thing when one of his wives sallallahu alayhi wa sallam will be sick or in trouble, and Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam will show his concern about her. I'm not supposed to be focusing on giving you examples so much from the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam's life, but just give you a little bit or give you just a big picture of how the Prophet ﷺ, which is our model, used to behave.